Good morning, good morning, good morning. I know it's a little. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I saw this yesterday. I was at work, so I could watch it. And when I got home, I was out like a light. I didn't get back up until around 9, 8 at night, practically. And I was going to watch this yesterday, but it was 90 minutes long, and I was all messed up. Not with drugs. I was just all screwed up from, sleep and stuff. So, here we go. Let's start. And if you guys wondering, yes, it's Beastars related, so here we go. I have not seen this yet, so I'm reacting to this. It's called The Life of Legoshi, so I'm kind of interested in what this is going to be like. Haven't seen it yet. I'm going to see it now. It's
The Life
90
of
minutes
Legoshi,
long.
Beastars. Legoshi is a male grey wolf and the main protagonist of Beastars. Though feared and misjudged by others for being a tall carnivore, he is actually quite mild-mannered, docile, and awkward. Legoshi has taken it upon himself to solve the mystery of the murder of Tem, and later finds out firsthand the extent of the prejudices of the world he lives in. Welcome to the Amagi, and in today's video, we're going over the life of Legoshi. Before we begin, we publish a new video every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. The Amagi's reach stretches beyond just this channel, so if you're a fan of us, please consider subscribing to our other channels and following us on all our social media. Help us reach our goal of passing 100,000 followers on all of our accounts by the end of the year. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video.
Oh, wait, Facebook's now gone.
Background.
Okay.
Legoshi was born to his mother, Lino. In order to give Legoshi the best chance of living a normal life as a supposed purebred grey wolf, Lino decided to have him via a one-night stand with an aspiring grey wolf actor named Miyagi in order to suppress the Komodo dragon gene she carried. This ended in success, although Legoshi never learned of his father's identity. In his early childhood, Legoshi was raised by his mother and grandfather Gosha, a Komodo dragon. This was the case until his mother began to isolate herself within her bedroom in an attempt to hide her emerging Komodo dragon traits, which altered her body. In this state, Lina would only interact with Legoshi through a small hole made through her bedroom door. When Legoshi reached the age of 12, he shared his final interaction with his mother. Late in the night, she came into his room to share a hug with him, believing he was asleep. Afterwards, Lino ended her own life. This event weighed heavily on Legoshi, filling him with guilt for many years, believing he could have done something to stop his mother's suicide. Over the years, Legoshi and Gosha grew more distant as the young wolf began to secretly blame his grandfather for the loss of his mother. Gosha believed it would be best for Legoshi to attend Wheaton Academy as a boarding student to distance him from the house as his mother passed away. Drama Club Arc.
Ads. I gotta do it real quick. I'll be back in a second.
Drama.
Back in a second. I have to get this thing. Ow. You search my car all you want. What? You want to see if I have drugs? Oh, I feel better. There. I feel more appropriate to dress for work. Okay, you need to fish. It's better. It's better not to fish with this Legoshi thing. Should I sit in this chair? Or should I sit in my? I'm gonna switch chairs because this chair, how the chairs won't. Head starting to hurt. Better sit in a better. Just sit in a proper chair. We may need to finish this series up. Huh? You tell your grandfather what you're doing? No, I'm not gonna tell my grandfather about that little thing I'm doing. If I tell him, he's surprised. Well, I'll do some more of those later. But now he's got the chair held up. There we go. So I can see this better because my back's starting to hurt. That means I have to get into a better proper chair. I usually don't like switching chairs, but the way my back's feeling right now, I need a different chair to sit in. So let's finish watching this. Let's first watch this reaction video. Hey guys, if you're just joining us, we're reacting to a video I've been wanting to watch for a while. Suggestion: I need to dump that trash out later. I'll do that for filming. Hi guys, reacting to a video. I've not seen it yet, so I'm still started watching it. It's Life of Legoshi, so that's what I'm doing. Is reacting to this video. So you started watching it, so here we go.
Drama Club arc. Legoshi witnesses Els talking with other herbivores about Tem's murder that took place at Cherryton, which was caused by a carnivore. He learns that Els is now distrusting and scared of carnivore students. In the drama club, the members are discussing the murder, which causes great tension among the carnivores and herbivores until they're interrupted by the intentional temporary blackout caused by Legoshi. He also speaks of Tem's possible regrets, asking Els directly if she was sad about Tem's death. Later, Legoshi checks out Tem's locker, who is discovered by the other members of the club, to which Legoshi leaves the room. In the hallway, Legoshi observes the full moon and sets out to eliminate the leases of Tem.
Yeah, in the book, he says
Els
he took
looks
the book.
for her watch that she forgot until it's illuminated by Legoshi, who was waiting for her. Scared, Els takes scissors in an attempt to defend herself from Legoshi, who only approaches and takes off her scissors very easily, then takes her arms and gives her a love letter from Tem. Legoshi tells her about Tem's feelings, shortly after Els thanks him and apologizes for the things she said about him, and promises to retract with the other girls in the club, which Legoshi denies and prefers to keep their meeting as a secret and leaves. The next day, Jack and Legoshi have a conversation where Legoshi explains the plot of the school play soon to be released. Jack asks him if he likes that story, to which Legoshi replies that he likes tragic stories. Hours later, in the drama club, Legoshi has a conversation with Rui about the lighting of the play. They're interrupted by Kai, who abruptly enters the room and asks Rui for an explanation about not getting the role that belonged to Tem. Legoshi tries to leave, but Rui stops him and tells Kai that due to poor performance as an actor, he was removed from the acting group. From that moment on, he's part of the stage crew along with Legoshi. This infuriates Kai, and he tries to hit Rui, but he's stopped by Legoshi, who tells him that the safety of the main actor is paramount, and he tries to dissuade Kai by telling him that the stagehands are also important. Kai is intimidated by Legoshi and leaves angry. Rui expresses an interest in Legoshi because this achievement intimidates Kai, and he asks him for help with something. Sometime later, because another student still could not memorize his lines for the next rehearsal, Rui sets out to help him, secretly rehearsing in the school gym that same night after the school curfew. He asks Legoshi to stand guard outside so that they're not discovered. In the early night, Legoshi is nervously standing guard in front of the school gym and is eager for Rui and Zoe to finish their rehearsal. After waiting a while, Legoshi detects the scent of an herbivore approaching the place and hides, scared. He peeks out but fails to distinguish the animal due to the intense fog. Legoshi wonders if he should catch the animal if discovered. The herbivore detects Legoshi and tries to flee the place. In an instinctive jump, Legoshi catches the animal, who turns out to be a small rabbit named Haru. Legoshi, feeling overwhelmed by the feeling of having Haru in his arms, begins to manifest his predatory appetite, accompanied by a kind of predatory consciousness who encourages Legoshi to eat Haru. Even after denying it, Legoshi finally decides to eat Haru and nails his claws into her arm. Before he can devour her, Legoshi is interrupted by Zoe, which makes him react, and Haru takes advantage and runs away. Zoe, without having realized what happened, asks Legoshi to accompany him to see Rui, who had an accident. Rui had injured his leg to prevent Zoe from falling off the stage due to the lack of light.
Oh, actually, she did that.
Legoshi helps Rui to walk, and they leave the gym together. Later, Legoshi finds himself washing his hands in his school bathroom, and seeing himself in the mirror, he sees a wild version of himself, which makes him react violently by hitting the mirror and breaking it. The next day, due to his recent incident with Haru, Legoshi is depressed, thoughtful, and very distracted, making Jack worry about him. While eating in the school cafeteria, suddenly 2 carnivore animals start arguing until they start fighting and one of them bites the other. This causes Legoshi to remember his incident with Haru and to yell fiercely at them to stop, causing the aggressor to notice Legoshi and want to fight him. Rui arrives on the scene to calm the situation and manages to make the aggressor leave. After the situation calms down, Rui rebukes Legoshi for restraining himself and leaves. Sometime later, Legoshi is making the costumes for the play with the other stagehands behind the scenes, until Legoshi finds the suit that Tem would have worn in the play. Something that at times made team members nervous, so they avoided the subject. In need of flowers for the stage decoration, Dom entrusts Legoshi to go get flowers on the school roof gardening club. Legoshi takes Kibi with him, and upon reaching the door of the club, he notices a familiar smell, and when he opens the door, he sees Haru. In shock at meeting her, Legoshi tries to invent an excuse to leave the place, but Kibi goes ahead and mentions that he has an engagement and leaves Legoshi alone. Legoshi asks Haru for the flowers needed for the drama club, and she accepts, but on one condition that Legoshi help her move the heavy plants. While helping her, Legoshi guiltily asks Haru how she injured her arm, but she declares that she doesn't remember. After they plant some seeds, Legoshi feels a certain attraction towards Haru. After finishing the job, in the club room, Haru thanks Legoshi for his help. Legoshi feels guilt, wondering if he should tell Haru that it was him that night. Haru misinterprets Legoshi's nerves and begins to undress. Oh, spicy. After undressing, Haru begins to open Legoshi's shirt and pants, and he's paralyzed for the moment without understanding Haru's intentions. Before Haru could pull down his pants, he reacts and stops her. Haru, not understanding why Legoshi stops her, asks him if it was not that for which he came. You know, that. Legoshi covers her with a blanket and leaves, leaving poor Haru confused.
Big things start with kids at play, learning to build and rebuild. That's a big start for overcoming any challenge. Exploring diverse themes and characters. That's a big start for expressing who you are. And discovering endless possibilities. That's a big start for boosting confidence. Lego Duplo. Start off,
leaving poor Haru confused. Legoshi leaves the club without being able to understand Haru's previous intentions and meets Kibi. He tells him that Haru is popular with the herbivores and that she has seduced many males. Kibi asks Legoshi if she tried something, to which Legoshi replies no, and that she's a good girl who loves her flowers. Legoshi recommends not using her flowers for decorating the work. Later, Legoshi realizes that he has no experience with romance and tries to investigate it in the school library without obtaining results.
I can't even have love either.
The next day, Legoshi attends a ceremony commemorating the drama club, headed by Rui, who is given an honor award by Headmaster Gon himself. Rui took the microphone and gave a few words to the public, declaring that he would show coexistence and prosperity in the performance of the play, and invites the public to witness the play. Legoshi admires the value of Rui speaking to the public. Later in the drama club, Kai talks to Legoshi and shows his disgust from Rui's words, and he notices that Legoshi remains thoughtful. Kai asks Legoshi if he has ever considered joining the acting team. Legoshi claims no. In an attempt to find out Legoshi's reaction for not wanting to stand out, Kai starts asking him several questions. Kai asks him if he felt nervous when he was recruited, and announces that all the other members of the club were also recruited for having some sort of secret or a special condition, of which Legoshi did not know. Suddenly, Legoshi thinks that even Rui could have a secret.
Yep, I know Louis' secret.
Rui has a collapse before the play, and Bill reveals that he has a fracture in his left foot, so he will not be able to participate in the drama club performance. Rui calms down and asks Bill to be a stand-in for tomorrow's show. It plants some seeds. Legoshi feels a certain attraction towards Haru. After finishing the job, for not wanting to stand out, Kai starts asking him several questions. Kai asks him if he felt nervous when he was recruited, and announces that all the other members of the club were also recruited for having some sort of secret or a special condition, of which Legoshi did not know. Suddenly, Legoshi thinks that even Rui could have a secret. Rui has a collapse before the play, and Bill reveals that he has a fracture in his left foot, so he will not be able to participate in the drama club performance.
He broke his leg in
Rui
the
calms down
show.
and asks Bill to be a stand-in for tomorrow's show. In rehearsals, Bill happily performs well, while Legoshi, who must now fill Bill's role, is very nervous about it. Bill assists him in rehearsals in a less than delicate way. Bill says strong animals should stand out, and he will give his all in tomorrow's performance. After the rehearsals, Legoshi meets Els, who accompanies him while they talk. Els gives him words of encouragement and tells him to have Bill's back. Legoshi, after saying goodbye, is motivated to do his best. The next day, before the performance, upon meeting with the other members of the club, Bill notices a surprised Legoshi who indiscreetly approaches him. Bill nervously asks for a break to go to the bathroom, and Legoshi follows him. In the bathroom, Legoshi confronts Bill and reveals that he's carrying a vial of blood which Legoshi could smell. Bill reveals that it is rabbit blood, but that it does not belong to any student. He received it from another classmate. Angry, Legoshi tries to attack him, but Bill easily stops him. Bill says that it is a justified doping to relieve his tension and that he cannot be like him. Legoshi leaves and tells him that he will make him pay on stage. During the school play, Bill plays his role, but without managing to amaze a disappointed audience who expects to see Rui. This causes Bill to gradually succumb to the pressure. Furious, Legoshi enters the scene prepared to punish Bill, while he continues to dictate his lines. Legoshi interrupts him, giving him a strong blow, which leaves all the spectators in shock. While Bill remains motionless in surprise, Legoshi continues to beat him brutally, and nobody from the club has the courage to try and stop him. The overwhelmed public doesn't seem to distinguish the fight from a performance, and after taking several hits, Bill stops Legoshi and holds him between his arms. Bill manages to deduce that Legoshi may have been engaged to a rabbit in the past. Bill cuts Legoshi's back with his claws and tells him to accept the relationship between them. Suffering pain from Bill's scratch, Legoshi remains motionless in an attempt to endure the pain. Bill tries to persuade Legoshi to accept his defeat and carry on with the performance. Not receiving an answer, Bill drops Legoshi.
Back in a second, I gotta do something real quick. I'm getting tired of looking at the trash. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. We're going outside doing it. Yeah, forget it. Let's go outside do this. This is not gonna work. I'll be back in a minute, guys. I'm gonna toss some trash because I hate those trash in the room. Try to keep this a little clean, but I don't know why I get too lazy to clean the room. Dang, this one is heavy. Oh, especially since it's heavy in it. That's still good. I gotta clean this up later. Jackass. Jack plus be here going outside. Do you understand, Rebel? No. Okay. Okay, now, my name is Mr. Milton. I am... I always have a law that I actually got at Turkey Point. You know, I am not a rebel. I am a law person. I'm a square. I know the police when they got at Turkey Point. Because so bad, we got the local police. These, the squares, they broke into their... Babies. Okay, guys, I'm back. I had his guitar still at trash. I got some of the trash cleaned up. Now let's finish up doing what we're doing. Oh, my back. So let's finish doing what we're doing. Sorry, guys, it took me a minute to clean that stuff up, but let's finish the show, and who knows what we'll do. Maybe some gaming.
To then counterattack, but before he's able to do it, Bill is stopped by Rui, who carries a sword and retakes the role of Adler. The public is shocked by Rui's appearance,
it's
and
Louie,
continuing
not
with
Rui.
his role, he reveals to know Bill's actions and challenges him to real combat. Bill, intimidated by Rui's imposing figure, runs away from the scene, and Rui helps Legoshi to get up while they both receive acclaim from the public. Later, the show turns out to be a success, and nobody manages to discover the real situation. Meteor Festival Arc.
I hate that part. I hate the Meteor Festival arc.
What a lovely morning.
Meteor Festival Arc. A month after the school play, summer has arrived, so Legoshi and his roommates are cutting their fur due to the summer heat. At the drama club, it is announced that the drama club was selected to collaborate in preparation. At sunset, after finishing the planning, the club stagehands return to school while they talk. Legoshi sees Haru. Meteor Festival Arc. A month after the school play, summer has arrived, so Legoshi...
I'm taking a look at some real quick. Can I take a look at some real quick here? Okay, so we see his. It's something now. I'm not telling you guys what I'm talking about. I'm just taking a look here. Okay, even boss. Okay, make sure boss is doing it too. Just make sure. Wait, Jack's cutting. Okay, Jack's cutting his tail.
roommates are cutting their fur due to the summer heat. At the Drama Club, it is announced that the Drama Club was selected to collaborate in preparation for the Meteor Festival, which excites the club members, except for Legoshi and the other club stagehands, who are the ones who will take the hardest work. No fun being a part of stage crew. In the Drama Club warehouse, stagehands are getting ready to restore most of the decorations from last year. At sunset, after finishing the planning, the club stagehands return to school while they talk. Legoshi sees Haru and separates from the group to go to her. He approaches Haru unconsciously chasing away Mizuchi and her companions who harassed Haru. Legoshi is dumbstruck by Haru's appearance and musters up the courage to try to help her with the flowers, and he also offers Haru a handkerchief. Haru takes Legoshi's compassionate act wrong and rejects it, saying that she does not accept compassion from the males with whom she has slept with and tries to leave. Legoshi stops her and mentions that they did nothing. Haru agrees with him and invites him to the cafeteria, and they end up having dinner together. While they eat, Legoshi is nervous and thinks about how to ask Haru what her name is. Haru begins to talk about trivial issues until highlighting the attention that Legoshi pays her. She often mentions how in her previous meeting she had the intentions of sleeping with Legoshi, and says that when Legoshi fled, he was being realistic. Haru, after finishing eating, says goodbye and leaves. Legoshi accompanies her to the bedrooms. After some time, Legoshi becomes happy and confused at the same time due to his feelings for Haru and the fact that he's a predator and she's a prey. But things get out of control when he discovers that Haru is Rui's girlfriend, making the Grey Wolf hold a determination to make Haru his girlfriend. During the preparations for the Meteor Festival, he gets closer to both Haru and Juno, a new wolf student and member of the Drama Club after saving her from students that tried to harm her. Some days later, another case of murder is announced at the town. Legoshi cannot take the image of Haru out of his head and wants to meet her again. The next day, Legoshi, Bill, Alba, and Tao go out to the city, and when they arrive at the black market, his predatory instincts go out of control. Sometime later, Legoshi is captured by Gohin, who is the black market psychotherapist. He helps Legoshi control his instincts, but he finds out Legoshi's crush on Haru is nothing more than an obsession to eat her, which Legoshi negates, saying that he's really in love and departs, thanking Gohin. 4 days later, Legoshi gets closer to Haru when he asks her to go back to the school with him. They get in an argument when Haru tells him that he's a predator. She said that he would not understand how it feels to have death always coming your way, and tries to go away. Legoshi holds her and is almost arrested because the people on the train station thought that he was going to eat her. He gets closer with her, but feels his life go down when Haru is kidnapped by the Shishigumi. He tries to ask Rui for help, only to be punched by him as Rui refuses to help him, telling Legoshi that a little sacrifice is of no concern. Getting angered at his words, Legoshi counterattacks and they start a fight. Lastly, Legoshi tells Rui that if he doesn't care about Haru, then he will make her his. Departing on a journey to save Haru, Legoshi enters the black market and reunites with Gohin. Although he is reluctant to help Legoshi, he agrees to give him a hand as he says that just one wolf isn't enough to take down the Shishigumi. The two fight their way against a bunch of lions and Gohin tells Legoshi to go ahead. Haru, who is now under Chief Lion's control, is forced to do what he tells her, including undressing herself. He says that he likes his prey enveloped with humiliation, that makes their blood flow, which enriches the meat's flavor. After Haru resists, telling him that she's not afraid, he gives up and tries to eat her, and while Haru is terrified for her life, she's saved by Legoshi. In a disadvantage against the lion boss, Legoshi awakes his predator state and greatly injures the lion by biting him on the shoulder, but he doesn't hit any vitals. Talking to Haru, they hug, and Legoshi faints from his injuries. Getting out of the place, Chief Lion attempts to shoot and kill Legoshi, as he says that his gentle nature will kill him. Rui appears out of nowhere and kills the lion. Several lions enter the room and Rui provokes them, laughing maniacally. Injured but alive, Legoshi and Haru have a conversation in which Haru blames herself for his actual state, but Legoshi tells her that it's not her fault. When they have dinner, he asks her to find a place to spend the night as the last train had just left. Having bought a hotel room for them, Legoshi instantly becomes scared of what could happen with Haru as he enters his male mode. Having no worries about it, Haru tries to seduce Legoshi once again, only for him to be confused as he tries to kiss her. Embracing her, Legoshi tells her the truth about how they had met. Haru says that she knew for a while and that she's not afraid of him. After this, they try to make love, only to have Haru's prey instincts activate by having her shove her arm inside Legoshi's mouth, and she admits that it's a mistake for them to be together. Arguing, Legoshi ends up blaming himself for getting too much ahead of her, and they agree to just go to sleep. Returning to school, he talks to Juno, who tries to seduce him, only to be refused as she thinks Legoshi belongs to Haru. Juno leaves the room, and when Haru appears to see Legoshi, she gets mad at Haru for stealing Legoshi's heart, and she challenges Haru for Legoshi's affection. At the Meteor Festival, Juno tries to make Legoshi her lover by lighting a candle together, but he refuses as he wants to be with Haru. When they meet again, Haru tries to make Legoshi stay away from her, as they can't be together because of their instincts, but Legoshi convinces her by telling her that he loves her. Finally, he accepts his fate as a predator and promises Haru to become stronger than his instincts. Haru tells him that she will be waiting. Murder Incident Solution Arc.
I've been having dreams about Arrakis and the Fremen. I saw you lying dead, fallen in battle.
Listen, dreams make good stories.
Murder Incident Solution Arc. Legoshi meets with Haru on the stairs of a dormitory, and they talk about various topics, such as the rumor of the ghost of Cherryton Academy, who is said to be a ghost of a student who committed suicide, as well as the relationship that they have. Haru thinks that it will be complicated because of how everyone treats them, but that it's gratifying to be able to see and talk with Legoshi. He doesn't fully understand the kind of relationship he has with Haru, but his thoughts are interrupted by his fellow drama club members, asking him to heed the instructions for the fall play, albeit with much regret due to Rui's absence. While outside, Legoshi runs into Rui, who, after being declared missing for 2 months, reappears on the school grounds. Both go to the drama club where the nostalgia for the stage permeates Rui, but he only returns to submit his resignation. Legoshi meets Juno alone and tries to talk to her, but the pain of being rejected during the Meteor Festival prevents him from even seeing her face. Even so, Legoshi does everything to try and reconcile with her, and invites her to the wolf room to reassure her. When they arrive in the room, Juno is congratulated by the other wolves inside because of her speech, as herbivores began to treat carnivores more kindly. The wolves propose for Juno to be candidate for the title of Beastar now that Rui is no longer in school. Finally, Legoshi, tired of listening to that annoying sound throughout the school, tells the ghost to make an appearance to clear things up, to which the ghost complies with his request. Ooh, spooky. As it turns out, the mysterious entity that was chasing Legoshi throughout the academy appears before him. This mysterious rattlesnake was always watching his every movement within the academy. Legoshi interrupts the conversation because he has to pick up his clothes from the washing machine. The snake is amazed by Legoshi's bravery, who, despite knowing that he was being chased by a snake for several days, still has the courage to turn his back on her without any fear. She examines every part of Legoshi's body and argues that it is a work of art. Legoshi asks for her name, and she replies that her name is Rokume, the one and only security guard in the school.
Wait.
She mentions how she was left speechless.
Wait. But in the book, if you're from the United States like I am, the U.S. if you speak English like I do, which is the U.S. version of the book and the video says snake. It says 6, because in the book and also in the TV series, the 6 eyes is not that. It's snake. It's 6 eyes. In the book, it's 6 eyes. The version I got, the book and TV show I watched is called 6 Eyes. The 6 name is called 6 Eyes.
Was from his performance in the school play, while surrounding Legoshi with her body appearing little by little. She explains that she knows everything he has done for that dwarf rabbit, how unhinged she was, and the more she learned about him, the more intrigued she became. At that moment, Rokume lifts Legoshi from the ground while putting pressure on him, but Legoshi only caresses her scales and notices the pain that she's been carrying alone. Rokume, after hearing those words from Legoshi, leaves him while she runs to the place where Tem died. Rokume thinks Legoshi will be able to solve this murder case because his instincts assure her that Legoshi is unique. And unlike the others, he has the necessary gifts that she lacks to finish all of this before the arrival of the new students to the academy. The next day, Legoshi is in the cafeteria, wondering how he can talk to Tem's closest acquaintances outside of the drama club, but since he's a carnivore, he knows herbivores will avoid him. Jack sees Legoshi and asks him what's going on. He tells him about what he wants to do, but he thinks it would be easy if someone introduces him to those people. Jack suggests that he talks to Els in order to be able to talk with Tem's acquaintances. Legoshi, following Jack's suggestion, talks to Els, but she shows nervousness because the person he wants to talk to is her ex-boyfriend. Even so, she agrees to help him. They both go together to the relaxation room, and Els introduces Legoshi to Carl, who is a close friend of Tem's, but Carl won't tell him anything. The sheep and alpaca students inside the room start to boo Legoshi, and he can't get any answers. Disappointed that he can't find an answer, Legoshi asks himself what he should do, and observes a kangaroo student who was running the night before. He decides to wait for him on a bench until dusk to ask him if he remembers if he saw someone the night Tem died. The student denies remembering anything from that day and asks him if he has anything else to say. Legoshi mentions that he knows he's the one who's stealing the gym clothes from the girls' locker rooms. Caught in the situation, he tries to hit him to escape, but he's defeated by Legoshi. The next morning, Tao and Kibi congratulate Legoshi for having stopped the thief. At that moment, Carl passes by Legoshi's seat, giving him Tem's diary. At dusk, Legoshi reads the diary's last few entries. Legoshi goes looking for Rokame to tell her that he will accept the proposal to search for Tem's murderer. In the drama club's male dressing room, Legoshi changes his clothes and, without a lick of context, says the word meat out loud, drawing the attention of the carnivores in the room, and immediately corrects himself by declaring that he has muscle pain, misleading the others. He later comments that he recently remembers that Tem was killed and that the only carnivores he dealt with were members of the drama club. This comment causes Bill to get angry and confront him for his insinuations, and asks him if he's blaming them for Tem's death after all this time. Legoshi denies it, stating that they simply must remember that incident. Bill asks him why, and Legoshi replies that it is because Rui left. Bill does not take his answer seriously by saying that he cannot trust a pervert who fucks with rabbits, causing Legoshi to lose his composure as Bill continues to mock him. Legoshi demands that he drop the subject and claims that it is Bill who cannot be trusted, about to mention that he ate meat at the black market. But he stops himself, and although Bill challenges him to say it, Legoshi does not allow himself to do so, because there are herbivores listening. Bill and Legoshi exchange grunts and prepare to fight until they are interrupted by the intrusion of a new student, who expresses himself eccentrically and pushes them away to claim his locker. After he finishes, he spots the scratches on Legoshi's forearm, claiming that they seem to be painful, and he asks him how many stitches they gave him. Legoshi replies about 35, winning the astonishment of the student, who leaves, saying that they can fight again. Everyone is left confused, and due to his conceited attitude, the boy earns Bill's scorn. As well as mine, I hate this character. In the drama club, the girls are amazed by how handsome the new member of the club is. Pina is a freshman who will be part of the acting team, and he introduces himself. At sunset, the drama club carnivores attend a rooftop meeting, where Bill expresses his frustration and dislike for Pina. Bill declares that Legoshi is attending the meeting only because he believes that one of them killed Tem. Legoshi reveals that the reason he attended the meeting is that he wanted to chat with them, and says that he is also a suspect due to being a wolf. Legoshi nervously says that he has no evidence that any of them did not kill Tem, so that to rule out their guilt, they should prioritize the protection of their fellow herbivores every day and speak no ill of Pina. Bill declares that Legoshi is an animal of action and not of words, reminding him that he slept with a rabbit. He asks in a whisper if large breed carnivores can sleep with rabbits. Legoshi accidentally reveals that he did not sleep with Haru. Bill tells him that in some way he is a genuine pervert, and Aoba asks if his feelings for Haru come from his feelings for herbivores in general. Legoshi leaves and texts Haru to meet him. At nightfall, Legoshi and Haru have a casual conversation. Legoshi notices that Haru has a bandage on one of her fingers and asks her what happened. Haru tells him that she cut herself while cooking. Legoshi thinks about how he used to hate the size difference he has with Haru, but now it makes him happy. Wanting to protect her, Legoshi tries to convince himself that he is in love with Haru and not only glorifies her. Legoshi approaches Haru and caresses her face. When he is about to kiss her, Legoshi interrupts himself and asks Haru if she's still in love with Rui. Haru is annoyed and tells Legoshi that he doesn't know anything about her and Rui, but Legoshi says that he knows based on the expression on her face. He apologizes for wanting her to belong to him and that he is happy as long as she is alive. Legoshi leaves, telling her that from that moment on, he wants to protect her from afar instead. Outside the building, Legoshi realizes that Aoba was right, and he realizes that is what he must do for his love Haru, while a great anonymous figure stands behind him. Legoshi has a flashback asking Tem if alpaca wool is different from sheep wool. Tem replies that alpaca wool is more delicate and allows him to touch it to corroborate it. In the present, Legoshi is on campus in the early night, wondering why he remembered that and thinks that his relationship with Tem was nothing special. At the moment, Legoshi realizes that there's someone behind him, but before he can turn around, the stranger jumps him using his foot to press Legoshi's head to the ground.
Get it, let it go!
Today I'm going to show you how to make the survival food that saved America during the Great Depression. It's long-lasting without refrigeration and packed full of calories.
Head to the
Pack full of
ground.
crap no one cares about.
Legoshi yells at him to reveal his identity, and he punches him hard, knocking him out. Shortly after, Legoshi wakes up tied up and blindfolded while being dragged by the animal that attacked him. Upon seeing that he woke up, he lets go and proceeds to take him by the neck. Due to his cold, Legoshi cannot use his nose to discover the identity of his attacker, and he asks him if he's the one who killed Tem. In response, he smashes Legoshi's head against a column, stunning him. Legoshi suspects that this is a threat to make him stop snooping around. Legoshi remembers Tem and regrets having thought that their friendship was nothing special, claiming that herbivores treating carnivores gently is really something special, and is something that the carnivores must not forget. Remembering when Haru had told him that he would never understand what it feels like to be an animal whose life is always in danger, Legoshi claims that he now knows how it feels, claiming that he needs to make it up to the herbivores in some way. When the culprit approaches Legoshi, Legoshi forcibly French
Shoot my
kisses
face
him
off.
and clings to him to get some clue to the identity of his attacker. Using his
Yeah.
tongue, he feels his teeth, and at the same time he also draws his saliva. The culprit manages to shake Legoshi off, kicks him, and flees the scene. Legoshi does his best to stay conscious to remember his flavor, while lamenting that he should have had his first kiss with Haru when he had the chance. In room 701, Jack and Kolon are hanging out, until Jack receives a call from Legoshi, in which only the snorts of his breath are heard. Jack interprets that as Legoshi asking him to bring tissues for his cold. While walking down the corridor, he tries to talk to Legoshi, but he doesn't respond. Through the phone, Jack hears the sound of the Academy Mill and deduces that Legoshi is there. Jack runs to the place while thinking about how the things that he can do for Legoshi dwindle as they grow older, and he's realized it. At the same time, Legoshi thinks about how he can't tell Jack how he is and hopes that he doesn't panic when he sees him. Jack arrives at the scene and indeed panics. He asks Legoshi if he's fine. Legoshi answers that he is fine and asks Jack to untie him. Shortly after, Legoshi and Jack sit down, and Legoshi tells Jack that he will not be in school for a while, and asks him to tell the teachers that he went to take care of his grandfather. Jack asks why Legoshi won't tell him the truth, and he claims that seeing him encourages him. Legoshi tries to leave, but Jack stops him and tries to convince him to go to the infirmary. But Legoshi tells him that he cannot, because if he stays in school, he'll be killed. Jack asks him where he will go, and Legoshi answers that it's a place he doesn't need to know. Crying, Jack declares that the stronger Legoshi gets, the more miserable he becomes. Legoshi tells Jack that his strength is not because he wants to be happy, and he runs off and climbs the fence of the academy while Jack can only watch him go. Later, Legoshi arrives at the black market, wanting to see the only adult there that he can ask for help and advice. Legoshi stops at a bamboo stall to buy some, but falls silent, realizing that he isn't looking for advice, but for a place where he can calm his heart. At that moment, Gohin arrives at the place and asks for an order of bamboo. Gohin tells Legoshi that regarding his injuries, it seems that he's fine. Upon seeing him, Legoshi realizes that he does not want advice or a place to calm his heart, and asks Gohin to allow him to be his disciple, to which Gohin quickly refuses and leaves, leaving Legoshi behind. Later in his clinic, Legoshi tells him that the whole story of the predation case that occurred in the spring while Gohin heals his wounds. Legoshi alleges that whoever attacked him is definitely the culprit, so it'd be dangerous to let him walk free. Legoshi tells him that he wants to be stronger and asks him to teach him how to fight, which Gohin immediately refuses, reminding him that he is the black market psychotherapist, and he wouldn't be able to do his work with a bomb like Legoshi, who assures him that he will be quiet. Gohin reminds Legoshi that ever since he defeated the boss of the Shishigumi, they've been getting more influential in the black market, and if they see Legoshi while he goes in and out of the market, they will kill him. Gohin does not want to get into any more trouble and damage his reputation, so he orders Legoshi to leave. Legoshi continues with his insistence, and Gohin finally accepts and invites Legoshi to sit down. He does it enthusiastically, but the secretly mechanical chair immobilizes him. Scared, Legoshi asks him what he plans to do, and Gohin with the scythe tells him to take this as his initiation ceremony. He uses the scythe on Legoshi, who screams in fear. I cannot wait to see how this turns out. The next morning, the boys in room 701 wonder where Legoshi might be. Jack, remembering how Legoshi left the night before, says that it is no use and does not believe Legoshi will be coming back. He comments that he lives in a different world than theirs now. At that moment, Legoshi enters the room and everyone is surprised and shocked by his new appearance. Legoshi casually apologizes for not having returned last night and leaves to take a shower. Later at the drama club practice room, Legoshi leaves everyone completely stunned by his sudden change in appearance. Legoshi explains the reason for his haircut and that he must go take care of his grandfather every evening. He will do his best to attend the practices, but will have to leave the cleaning for now and apologizes for the inconvenience. Sanu claims that everyone understands and everybody else agrees. After hearing everything Gohin told him, Legoshi realized he couldn't just stop going to the club. He needs to act as a deterrent. As long as he's there, he won't let anyone else die. 3 days later, at 3 in the morning, Gohin is hanging out until he decides to see how Legoshi is, who is inside a cold room suffering from fighting his instincts for having a large slab of meat in front of him. He's about to give in until Gohin's call distracts him, and he tries to maintain his composure. But the smell of meat enters his nose strongly, and his saliva gushes out non-stop as if vomiting as he tries to resist his instincts. Gohin tells him that he must completely conquer his desire for meat, and his body needs to know how to become strong without meat. He chose this path on his own, and no matter how much he fights it, in the end, he is nothing more than a sinister and ferocious carnivore. To use his anger, hatred, fear, and stress to get stronger, to gather more and more until it burns, Legoshi decides to face his instincts head-on, carry himself, and reach the stage behind. After training, seeing Legoshi's haggard appearance, Gohin teases him by saying that he looks terrible and that school will surely be hell for him. He alleges that he chose this path and will attend school during the day, training until dawn and running back and forth without using the train, and asks him if he doesn't want to give up. Legoshi refuses, and Gohin claims that a carnivore must eat meat to survive. Meat is vital for someone who trains his body to fight, but Legoshi argues that if he wants to become strong to protect herbivores, eating herbivore meat would go against everything he tries to achieve. Gohin states that carnivore athletes and soldiers eat meat secretly, but Legoshi simply says that he cannot do it.
Soldiers are different.
He understands them, but he will never do what they do. Gohin claims that he knew he would say that and declares that the world is not so simple that he can become strong with simple idealism. Legoshi replies that he will do what he can that does not involve eating meat and declares that he will return the next day. In the drama club warehouse, Peanut tells Legoshi that he looks ugly and asks if something is wrong with him. Rude. Legoshi asks why he talks so classy, and Peanut comments that Sanu told him he should work on his etiquette, and he asks again if he's okay, pointing out his cut fur and his weight loss. Peanut asks him if he's dealing with a mental illness, and Legoshi replies that he does not have to worry about him. He states that he's supposed to show him the drama club warehouse, in hopes that he will at least take a little interest in backstage work, but Peanut denies that possibility. Legoshi continues to show him the warehouse until he detects a feminine scent coming from Peanut, who asks if he can go. Legoshi asks him why he has a bruise on his cheek, and Peanut says that a girl he was making out with slapped him when he accidentally called her by another girl's name. A story with which Legoshi, as well as I, do not really know how to respond.
You know, the past is the past. The
Still one girl at a time. That's what I usually do.
You can't change the past. What you can do is design.
Besides, I was a little girl for what?
Now, when it comes to what I do,
not really know how to respond. Peanut asks him if he has a girlfriend, and Legoshi imagines Haru. Peanut asks him if he likes someone, but Legoshi refuses to talk about it due to his attempt to not think about Haru so he can focus on his training, although he cannot avoid thinking about her at all. Peanut stops him, wishing to know about it, and asks if he has his eyes on someone, claiming that it's very dog-like. Legoshi decides not to allow Peanut, among all people, to find out about him, not someone as blatantly driven by his instincts as Peanut, who asks if he would teach him about the meaning of pure love. He asks why everyone gets mad if one isn't dedicated to just one lover, and Legoshi replies that because it's insincere, but Peanut argues that everyone has their way of being sincere, and for him being sincere means enjoying life while being true to himself, and asks what morals have done for them. Peanut puts his hand on Legoshi's snout and teeth and affirms that if he were to eat him, he would not hate him for it. He turns off all the lights and gives as an example that if he were left alone in a small dark room with someone, and if that someone is a girl, he would have the urge to kiss her. He asks Legoshi if he feels the desire to eat him right now, stating that he has a sheep right in front of him that would allow it. An angry Legoshi, who in his 17 years of life as a male wolf now experiences for the first time in his life a clear and intense hatred for an herbivore, and contains all of his fury. He shakes hands with Peanut while smiling, claiming that he does not eat meat and has no girlfriend, and he does not need anything and is a peaceful wolf. Peter replies that is also fine, and Legoshi leaves,
Or sex.
furiously claiming that he's hungry and is going to the cafeteria to eat some vegetables, while stumbling on the way. Real smooth, Legoshi. Legoshi continues to investigate Tem's murder, but the only clue he has is the murderer's mouth. He decides to ask Juno to show him the inside of her mouth to discover if there are differences between males and females.
Forget this.
Initially, she's against it, but she ends up accepting. Legoshi, upon closely inspecting,
That's me.
notes the big
pause
difference
this.
between male and female fang.
Real quick. Hey, pause this, guys. This is getting pretty good. After this is over with, I might just text someone else onto this. I don't know yet. It's already 9 o'clock. I want to finish this up. Who knows what I'll do after that.
This serves as valuable information, and he says goodbye to Juno. Goheen inspects the progress of Legoshi's training, which is one that hardly a carnivore can overcome. He enters the room where Legoshi is training by interrupting him. He lets him know that he's not popular at all, and that the only girl he likes is a rabbit, but for various reasons he's distanced himself from her, then received advice from a new member of the drama club. This reminds him that he prefers to feel anger at herbivores, their joys and sorrows, and not to forget that they're not just carnivores and herbivores, but life forms. Legoshi asks Goheen to go to a certain place, and he carries the heavy bag of meat, his nose and stomach no longer aroused by what was once a life. When they arrive at the place, Goheen notices that the graves have names. When asked about it, Legoshi reveals that he investigated the origin of the meat that he procured, as well as the life history of each of them. The next morning, Legoshi tries to study for his exam, but he's overcome by sleep until he's interrupted by Haru's voice. She lets him know that she was asked out by a male friend. They begin to talk uncomfortably about what has happened in this time. Legoshi tries to be able to speak well with her, but she refuses to listen to him. Just when she decides to leave the place, Legoshi makes a marriage proposal, but not right now. Embarrassed, she tells him that he has to take several steps to get there. She leaves the place without giving him an answer. In the hallway, Haru meets a male student who asks if he could stop by the gardening club tonight. She declares that she's done fooling around and claims that she has set her eyes on someone who is scarier and weirder. Wonder who that could be. In the drama club, Riz demonstrated to have greater physical strength than Bill and Tao. This provokes Bill's competitive spirit, and he proposed the Jaw War game against Legoshi. Legoshi at first did not think about participating, but when he thought about it, he agreed. When he's quickly defeated by Bill, Legoshi begins to question his training because he cleared the first stage. His jaw strength has been significantly depleted to the point where he can barely bite into an apple, when previously his jaw strength hovered around 300 kilograms. In the locker room, Legoshi laments the loss of his jaw strength and wonders the reason for the situation. Realizing that he's completely alone in the locker room, Legoshi takes the opportunity to investigate the identity of the murderer now that he knows the taste of his saliva. Legoshi checks the lockers of the carnivores and takes a sip of the drinks of each of them. Failure after failure, Legoshi finally finds the last suspect's locker. Finding a completely crushed thermos by the hand of its owner, Legoshi remembers that his attacker was strong enough to knock him around with one arm and interprets this bottle as a warning to him. Later, the activities of the drama club are carried out with total normality, until suddenly Ellen's scream alerts everyone, and they see that Tao ripped off Kibi's arm while doing group stretches. While Kibi writhes in pain, Tao desperately tries to tell his companions that it was just an accident. Aoba and Bill tell the herbivores to stay back, but an upset Tao shakes Ellen, trying to make her claim that it was an accident. Bill stops him and holds him, while the others make a restraint to Kibi so that he does not bleed out. Legoshi monologues that it's not uncommon for a carnivore to underestimate their own strength and injure an herbivore's arm or leg by accident, which is why replantation surgeries have advanced, so they should be able to reattach Kibi's arm. Aoba tries to carry Kibi to take him to the infirmary, but a terrified Kibi does not want any carnivores to touch him for fear of losing his other arm. Aoba tries to convince him that he needs the strength of a carnivore to help him, but Kibi, scared and crying, flatly refuses. Kibi agrees for Legoshi to be the one to take him, and he accepts. Before leaving, he asks someone to take his arm for him. Everyone looks at the arm without daring to be the one to offer to carry it, until Riz gives in and offers. Riz covers his arm with the vest, and together with Legoshi, they run towards the infirmary. While Tao regrets what he's done, Sanu cancels the club activities and tells everyone not to panic. On the way to the infirmary, Kibi asks if he will be taken to a hospital, and Legoshi replies that it's likely, but he promises to make sure to visit him. After leaving Kibi in the infirmary, Riz gives Legoshi a handkerchief to wipe the blood off his uniform, but he returns it, claiming that he needed more than a handkerchief to clean it. He asks Riz if he was the one who ate Tem, and warns him that there's no point in hiding it. Riz proves his guilt by asking him if he found it because of the French kiss he gave him. Legoshi answers that that was the only way to find out and that he doesn't regret it. Riz alleges that he did not think Legoshi was going to confront him in this way and declares that he never wanted to eat Ten and that it was an accident. Legoshi asks him if he thinks he would let him get away with that excuse. Riz scratches the ceiling with his claws and declares that he will have to silence Legoshi permanently. Legoshi, paralyzed by fear, feels intimidated by Riz and declares that he has no chances of winning.